Welcome to another episode of Fired Briar. Today we've got a new review for you on the new MacBaren HH Burley Flake. This was a blend that was introduced about a month ago at the Chicago Pipe Show. Unfortunately, it took a little while for me to get this in my hand, as I do live in Canada, so there's a little bit of transit time, and over the last week I have been a little bit busy. Now, I did post some videos on the channel over the last week, but this is really the first time I've had where I can sort of sit down, open a brand new tin, and just go over the tasting notes and sort of take it all in at once. So I wanted to have, my full attention ready for this blend when I got it. So I received it a few days ago. It's just been sitting in the package, but now it's in my hand. So let's go ahead, open this, and we'll get right to the review. Alright, so I've got the package open. I will show you the front of the tin so you can see the tin art. So this is the front label. As you can see, we've got the classic MacBaren HH line. They're staying with the theme. I do like it. I'm really happy they didn't change it. And you'll notice that this label here, it's all just one label. This warning label is not a second sticker. It's part of the actual MacBaren label itself. On the back of the tin, it's got the same, warning label here and up here. But what I do really like about the back is right here above the barcode, it says March 2018. That is extremely beneficial, especially for someone like me who is cellaring the tobacco, maybe ordering the same blend every few months. To have the date stamp on the back already, it just cuts out the process of grabbing a marker and maybe some tape and writing on the back of every single tin that I order. So I really, really wish that all manufacturers would do this. I don't understand why there's a need for conspicuous date codes. I hate decoding, Dunhill tins and all of that to figure out when the particular blend was manufactured. So the fact that we've got March 2018 written on the back there in the date stamp makes it simple for everyone. Another thing is, if you are someone who trades with other people in the community, or if maybe you wanted to sell a particular blend later on, when you do have a manufacturer date stamp on the back, there is no denying when that tobacco was manufactured. So, if in 5 years, you decide you really don't like that blend anymore, maybe you've quit smoking, gone through some financial hardship, whatever the reason, if you want to maybe sell that tin or trade that tin, there's no dispute. This tin was made in March 2018. Nobody can say anything different. So I really do like that about the label. So good job on MacBaren for doing that and putting that on the back of their tins. I really do appreciate that, and I really do like that. Now, on the back of the tin, we've got our tin description. So I'll read that to you here. It says, "A Burley-dominated flake containing tobaccos from 3 continents. Besides Burley, this flake also contains ripe Virginia tobaccos and a small portion of dark-fired Kentucky." So it sounds good to me. I've gone ahead, I've picked up 2 of these bad boys. One of these is going to be for the cellar, and the other one we're going to crack open right now. Alright, so I've cracked the tin, but I haven't opened it yet, so this is going to be the first reveal for myself as well. I would imagine we're probably going to see that gold wrapping paper that they've got in their other 50-gram flake tins. So let's take a peek. And yeah, we've got that gold wrapper there that you can see. So it's their MacBaren Flake that it says. And let's go ahead and open this up. And I can tell you it smells good already. So this is what the flake looks like here. You can see that there's 2 pieces, 1 and 2. I'll pull out a flake for you if I can without ruining it. Alright, so this is the actual flake itself. So as you can see, it looks really well done. You can't smell it, of course, but it smells absolutely amazing. I'm really excited to try this. The flakes are really thin, so they're like their other ones in the lineup. A very, very thin flake there. But you can definitely see a nice combination of the Virginia Burleys all coming together there. So I'm going to rub this out a little bit. It does feel somewhat moist, and just pulling it apart there, maybe you can get a better idea of what I mean by the moisture content. You can even kind of see it's a little bit springy. So I'm going to rub a little bit of this out before I go ahead and load it in the pipe, and then we'll get back for the tasting notes. I just rubbed out 2 full flakes to make sure. So as you can see, it rubbed out extremely well. You got nice pieces in here that you can put into the bowl. For moisture content, I did let this sit for about 15 minutes. I'm a little bit conflicted on it. I mean, I think you probably could smoke this more or less straight away, but I think it would give you some problems with lighting it if you just started, rubbing it out right away and throwing it in the pipe. So I gave this 15 minutes, not too long, but it seems good. It's still got that springiness to it, but it should be a little bit easier to light and stay lit in the pipe there. So, I mean, it looks good. It smells great. I'm going to pack it now, and we'll get on to the real review. But I thought I'd show you guys just what it looks like when it's rubbed out. I know some people like to see that. If I'm watching a review online, I do like to see every little bit of it. In fact, I usually can't get enough of what I'm looking at for the review. So thought I'd just break it up. I'd show you a little bit about what it looks like, and let you guys know that I did let it dry for about 15 minutes. Just before I go ahead and do the review for you guys, I do want to go over some of the tin note first. So I've got the tin here. Definitely you can smell the burley in there. You've got that sort of nutty burley aroma going on. And you've got that sweetness in the background. Definitely that grassy Virginia, sort of earthy sweetness. I can't say that I really can smell the dark-fired Kentucky. It's largely overpowered by that nutty burley and that sort of sweet, grassy Virginia aroma coming through. Maybe a little bit of some earthy undertones to it. I'd say there might be even a little bit of a chocolate type note to that, the sweetness there. I mean, with the Virginia and the burley together, it almost smells, like a chocolate bar with peanuts or something in it. It smells really good. I can't really smell the old dark fired, or not old dark fired, the dark fired Kentucky. Maybe a more experienced pipe smoker would be able to pick that up. My sense of smell is not gathering that at the moment. Just the nuttiness, the grassiness, and maybe that hint of chocolate. I don't know if chocolate is really the right word for that, but yeah, it's definitely some type of like a chocolate note mixed with the nuttiness. So I'm gonna go ahead, I'm gonna close this up here quickly, and we'll light up the pipe and do the actual tasting note. So just got the formula here. Wow. Well, guys, I have to say my expectations completely blown out of the water with this blend. It's extremely good. So on first light here, you definitely get the nuttiness. You get the burley in there, that earthy flavor. The Virginias are coming in, as I said, with the grassy tones that I got from the tin note. So you can taste that in there. As far as the dark fired Kentucky, it is all throughout this blend. I could not pick it up in the tin note, but definitely in the tasting notes, it is there. And it's not a condiment. It's very much there in the background. It plays into the full experience with the Burley and the Virginia. So the Dark Fired Kentucky is in there. It's doing a great job. You can definitely pick that up. In terms of the Burley, like I said, it's got that nuttiness, that earthiness to it. It's a very mild Burley. It's not in your face. And by mild, I don't mean it is low on the nicotine. I can pretty much sense already that this does have some nicotine hit in it. So I don't mean mild in terms of nicotine. I mean mild in terms of it's not harsh. The overall blend is very creamy. It's harmonious. And that chocolate note that I was smelling in the tin note, it is definitely there. This blend to me is so creamy. It's almost as if someone said, you know, here is some high quality, rich, dark milk chocolate, and here's a nice glass of white 2% or 3% milk to go along with it. It's just creamy and sweet, but at the same time, you've got that nuttiness going on with the Burley, but it's not harsh and it's not overpowering. I'm extremely impressed by this blend. Um, this blend is definitely going to be a mainstay, 100%. This blend will make my rotation, and that's probably saying a lot for me, as I'm usually not a Burley fan. I'm more of a lat head, so I like my Latakia. Um, in terms of MacBaren as well, I think this is the best MacBaren blend I have ever had. So this flake is very well done. I think it belongs in the HH lineup. This is my favorite blend by MacBaren. I can tell you that already. And I don't even like HH Latakia Flake. I've got a tin of Latakia Flake that's been sitting around, and it's not for me. I think it tastes like blueberries. I'm not a huge fan of it. In terms of, you know, MacBaren's old dark fired, I can see how people would like it. I don't mind the blend. If I've got it, I'll smoke it, but it doesn't make my rotation. On the other hand, this HH Burley Flake is going to make my rotation. It is extremely well done. I've got to give it a 9 out of 10. It tastes nothing like Old Joe Krantz or any of those other harsh, high nicotine Burley blends. So this one's definitely going to be making my rotation. I will probably be ordering some more right after I finish this video if it's available. So I think they did an outstanding job on it. It's pretty much everything that I expected and more. I don't have anything negative to say about it. And once again, in terms of the moisture content, it seems to be fine. I mean, I'm talking a lot here and I've been puffing away, but I think 15 minutes is enough. It takes to the flame well. It stays lit. I'm not having any problems really keeping it lit there other than talking too much. And the flavor doesn't seem to change. It's pretty solid throughout. Extremely creamy. And even at the end of the retro hill, you can almost kind of get like a ground coffee bean, that earthy type of flavorness to it at the end of the retrohale. For me, this blend just spells out, you know, chocolate with nuts and coffee bean. That's what this blend is. Extremely good. Now, normally I do the charring light, and I'd leave for about 20 minutes or so and come back to the video and just go over the bowl itself. I don't even think I need to do that. This blend is so good. It doesn't even need more time. I can say with full confidence, if you like Burley blends, if you're looking for something that is very harmonious and creamy, it's got that nutty sort of milk chocolate flavor, a little bit of sweetness in there from some, grassy Virginias, you're definitely going to like the blend. I wouldn't even hesitate to buy it if you haven't tried it. So go ahead and give this a shot. I'm really enjoying this. I'm going to cut this video right now. I want to enjoy the rest of this. I'm actually really happy that I rubbed out 2 flakes because that's not going to go to waste. I'm probably going to rub out 1 more flake. And after this bowl, I'm probably going to have another. So thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed the review. Until then, keep your briar fired.